What's good, y'all? It's your boy Bruhman from the fifth floor, alongside my lovely co-host, Miss
Ashley.
Ashley, the stylish local. Um, my lovely co-host just celebrated a birthday. Ashley,
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
40
Thank
never
you
looked so great.
much. Shut up.
Such a hater. Right?
He always comes at me for my age.
No, I
'cause
don't.
I'm older than him, but he likes to OD and make it seem like I'm 50. But when I'm 50, I'm still going to look good, and you still going to have to give me my flowers. So remember that.
Bop, bop, bop.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Now, our guests today, y'all, Ashley told me about them, and when she told me about them, my first response was, what the fuck? Up until I walked through the door. Everything that I thought about it was, what the fuck? So I need them here to explain to what the fuck my what the fuck. So I need y'all to introduce yourselves for the people listening at home.
Yeah, for sure. Once again, thank you for having us.
No problem.
Much
Thank you
love.
for coming.
Thank you. I'm Max. I'm the founder of Black Brooklyn. It's a Web3 focused company. Just connecting people to blockchain technology. You know what I mean? Clearing up some of that confusion of what blockchain tech is, NFTs, crypto, that whole field, and making sure that our people have access to it.
Okay. Nah, crypto, that was like, crypto, blockchain. Well, blockchain, I know blockchain for
I'm
a whole
not
nother.
familiar with blockchain.
You don't know what blockchain is?
No, I'm
Oh, you
familiar
wasn't
with
fucking with the right
crypto
niggas
and
back
wealth.
in the day.
No.
You wasn't
was
with
not.
the ones.
Well, by the
But
time
I know
this is
a lot
over,
of people don't know. You know what I'm saying? So my whole reason why I was so excited is because I'm nerdy and I get to learn, but also everybody else gets to learn too. And I feel like it's something that our community definitely needs to know about, and you guys would be the ones to teach us. So
of course. You know, by the time this whole thing is over, y'all understand, you know what I'm saying, what blockchain is. Our slogan is blockchain for the block. I mean, the name of our company is Black Brooklyn.
Okay.
You know, y'all can check us out, blackbrooklyn.io. It'll give you some information there.
also
Tell
get
people.
into the merch because he has on the sweater.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, www.blackbrooklyn.io. We definitely going to explain what everything is. You know, you get some information on there, but, you know, really through conversation, I think this has the most clarity. You know what I mean?
Yes. So also, the other thing why I was extra excited, right, is because I know you guys do something called wearable NFTs. And I said, like, bruh, man, what the fuck? Because I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know it was possible. And so I was like, okay, this is a great way to tie in, obviously, what the dress code is about, but then also bring in the technology part of it, because I think people don't realize that fashion and technology are literally here all the time. So if you guys just want to go through and maybe explain, first of all, let's start off with what is an NFT?
All right, well, NFT is a non-fungible token. You know what I'm saying? It's essentially a digital collectible. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can own. It's essentially pretty much, till this point, you know, everybody is in a digital world, you know what I'm saying? But they don't really own what they have. You know what I'm saying? We play with the digital. We play with everything online, you know what I'm saying? Whether that's content, whether that's what we put out, we write out, whether that's what we wear. You know, the kids rock the Fortnite and all of that. Up until now, we didn't own any of it. We bought it, we purchased it. You know what I'm saying? But NFTs are just a form for you to own that digital content.
Okay. That makes sense.
Nah,
For sure.
I was stuck for the time, and I feel like NFTs made their big. It was during the pandemic. I feel like where like it made this big explosion. NFTs, crypto as well. You feel me? And I think technology. I'm not gonna lie. Technology scares me. This. Petrified.
Yeah, no, it's scary.
Leave it to
It's
me.
scary,
I'll have a
yeah.
Nokia playing Snake all day.
Not the snake.
I'll have a Nokia
Little
playing
brick
Snake.
phone.
That was a good time. That was a good
I
time.
vibes. I can't do anything without this shit.
Yeah.
Why is it scary though? Why is it scary?
I feel like it's what made it scary. I'll tell you what. I don't know why I could say why it's scary, but what made it scary for me was when I started learning about the first. I didn't even know what cookies were. It's when I would think about something, or I'll type in something on Google, and I'll be on like Facebook or something like that, and an ad for it to pop up, and I'm like.
Wait, but now, you know, I don't even
I'm
type
just
real.
anything.
thinking about
I
it.
literally would
That's
think
facts.
about
I'm just
it,
thinking.
and it's on my phone.
It's on my phone.
Why?
That's scary.
facts.
Do y'all like that or is it?
No, it
No, I
bothers
don't
me.
like that. I don't like people in my business. Don't
So
do that.
no. That's.
It's always non-criminals who don't like people. Criminals just expose
right.
everything to the
they're
world.
dumb.
New chain, it's lit. New gear, just bought it. I
they're dumb.
swiped it. The people who work 9 to 5s I like my privacy.
Please.
Yeah,
Mind
right,
your
right.
As they
business.
should.
You cannot have access to my iPhone.
No.
It's the
There's nothing
American
there. I
way.
just text my grandmother, but no. You feel me?
And listen, the key word you said right there was privacy, right? So NFTs is just what mainstream media is pushing out there with this whole like Web3 movement, right? There's a huge like whole other like side of this shit that's like about privacy.
Okay.
So in Web3, the there's like it's a thing to be anonymous actually.
Okay.
So you're completely anonymous. So you're like a Twitter PFP, and then you're not connected to your real kind of identity.
Your person, okay.
Right. And a huge thing in Web3 is privacy in regards to your data. So he said you get to own digital assets, own digital collectibles, right? But there's a whole nother piece of this shit that's higher level than that, that's owning your data.
That's crazy.
Where Google not owning your shit, Amazon's not owning your shit. Because when you thinking like, yo, I need a new phone case, and then you get an ad for a phone case on Amazon, you about to go buy some fucking deodorant, and you get an ad for a phone case. Like, that should be happening, right? It's because they it's all about data. So like a lot of these social media platforms is not about content. It's not about. I mean, it is about viewership because that's how they make money. But really, how they make money, right, is advertisement. How they make money off advertisement is being as targeted as possible, and the only way they could do that is know as much about you as possible.
Right.
Oh, and by
Yes,
the way, real quick, this is my man King Anonymous right here. So we
Oh,
got
yeah,
my.
because he didn't even introduce
Yeah,
himself.
we got my-
Please
yeah,
introduce
yeah.
yourself
That's
to the
funny.
people.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
I'm known as Lau. Everybody call me Lau.
Vegan Loud, what
I
up?
just, I'm a growth and brand strategist, specifically focused in Web3.
Okay.
Prior to that, I used to work in media. I used to work at VaynerMedia, Gary V.
Okay. Oh shit.
So I used to do like just, advertisement. I used to work advertisement. I used to work in it and be like, yo, this is fucked up. Deadass, like, I used to work and be like, yo, this is fucked
He
up.
the one
Like,
that was putting the deodorant there.
Okay.
facts.
I want my reparations because I'm doing a lot of dumb shit,
Just because it was on your screen, like, hey,
Yo.
buy this.
I tell every person with a business and an Instagram, I say, listen, if you are not investing in Instagram ads, you're effing up tremendously. There is
it's
so much
necessary.
equipment
So.
and products
Yep.
that I have purchased due to Instagram ads. It's ridiculous. But go ahead. You're the reason why behind these advertisements. Now get more into it. He was. He's no longer the op.
So yeah, now I had kind of quit that life and was like, I like this. Like I grew up. I was on paternity leave, my first child.
Okay.
And I was like getting into the crypto. I had made a little bag by mistake. Like my man's told me to invest.
That's how it
I
go.
invested it, and then 2 years, a year later, like I looked at it, I was like, shit, like 3x'd. And I threw like a few bands in there, so it was like, like substantial amount of money. So I was like, all right, let me take that money and go play with it. Like it was free money to me. So I was like, let me go learn about this shit with that money. It was like
Play
free-
baccarat with crypto.
That's a fact.
and then it just, I was making money. That was the main draw. It was like I was making money, and then that just led me to like the technology and the real use cases of it outside of like financial gain, because that's actually not like the main like thing about Web3. It's not about financial gain, even though that's a huge part of it. But there's just so much like how it's gonna change internet, how it's gonna change the way we just how the world runs really. But
So I have a question. Did you guys already know each other prior to Black Brooklyn, or did you meet up like in the space kind of and then decided to
Definitely in this space. Yeah.
I know
Okay.
that's
we're
why.
mad mutuals though. It's just
Yeah, it's crazy.
like like friends of friends kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't read guy code. I know that smile. I know how
Well,
they met.
I'm just never putting people's business out there.
Nah.
So anyway.
I know that smile.
Nah.
Look at him. I know that smile.
Nah, it was definitely in the
watching.
space though. It was
baby.
it's a fact. It was definitely in the space. You know what I mean? And like I said, it was King Anonymous, King Anon. You know what I'm saying? And like I knew him through low key. Well, we it's like PFP. So you buy an NFT.
Okay.
And 9 times out of 10, you get a PFP. It's like a little picture that represents who you are in this space.
Okay.
So
it's a
a lot
profile picture. It's
profile
it's an
picture.
acronym
Okay.
for profile picture.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And people, you'll buy a NFT because when you sport that profile picture, people be like, oh, he bought one of those, he's lit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's like social clout.
It's like social
Right.
clout,
Digital
yeah.
clout.
Okay.
or whatever.
Right. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, so he's got one of those. That means he knows what he's doing, or it kind of gives you that idea. But besides that, we met after. You know what I mean? We kind of like hooked up. I understood what where his understanding in the space was.
Okay.
I was developing a platform, and we kind of just found a way to create some synergy. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, all right, well, you trying to put the people on, and you know what I'm saying, I got a platform, you know what I mean? And it's also multiple chains. Like, I mean, it's different blockchains, the same way it's different blocks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So there's like Bitcoin, there's Ethereum,
Right.
there's like Solana. You know, these are some of the popular ones. You know what I'm saying? Ethereum is one of the ones that, you know, you can invest in that essentially, you know, it added the smart contract functionality. So essentially it means that, you know, if you pay me, I give you something. And that's all done digitally on a computer. You don't necessarily have to have somebody, an intermediary. You know what I mean? So there's like a
Let me zoom.
yeah,
let me zoom
yeah,
out real
yeah,
quick. Let me
yeah,
zoom
yeah,
out real
yeah,
quick.
yeah,
You
yeah.
should zoom out.
Let me zoom out
Yeah,
real quick,
yeah,
right? So I think the first thing people gotta understand before thinking about crypto NFTs is understanding what blockchain is. Do y'all know what blockchain is?
I know what blockchain
Do y'all
for what I know blockchain.
I'm
like
now
the technology
learning.
wise?
No,
Technology
I don't. I can't
No.
attest to
All
that.
right, so the blockchain is essentially a digital ledger. Y'all know what a ledger is?
Yes.
So like accountant ledger, right? So like record of transactions. That's what it is, right? Blockchain is a digital form of that, and how it works, or how Bitcoin, which was the original blockchain, works, is that the people the people own this network. It became a network, right? So the ledger is a network that people own by using their computers, right? The computers use their computing power to help process the transactions on the blockchain. So you know how normally you go swipe your card for something, the bank is processing that, right?
Right.
Either Stripe or whoever they're using, and then your bank, and then they got to settle the funds and all that. How the blockchain works is the crypto Bitcoin was the transactions are being recorded on the blockchain by people's computers. So people were donating their computing power to process transactions, record transactions. And when I say record, it means that now that transaction is on the ledger. It's there forever.
Oh,
So think
okay.
think about checkbook and stuff like that. Like
Right.
once that transaction is there,
It's different.
it's there forever. You can't
it's immutable.
immutable. You can't touch it. You can't edit it. You can't try to fake like it didn't happen. Like it's there.
I ain't buy that shit.
So anybody that was in
Facts.
the corner store at the
Facts.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's recorded. It's there forever. Like it's you know, like so that's what a blockchain is, right?
But we're protected under something, right?
Look at
And
his face.
anonymity, right?
You had the hoodie on. Had to fit it extra
Said you
low.
want something to hold.
Yeah, yeah.
Trump, save my privacy.
So that's the blockchain, right? That's the foundation of all this shit. There's this digital ledger keeping record of every transaction happening.
Okay.
That's the premise of it. Then what he's talking about is Ethereum. That's a different blockchain from Bitcoin, right? But it's the same concept where people are donating computing power to process transactions on this network. So think of it as a network. Smart contracts is something that's built on top of that network. What he said is they're self-executing digital contracts. So if I wanted to buy something from you, we write it into, think of a traditional contract.
Code.
Terms and conditions, right? But it's written in code.
It's all coding. Yeah.
It's coded and then recorded onto the blockchain. So remember what I just said. It's once it's there, it's forever.
It's there, right?
You can't edit it. You can't touch it. So we just entered this contract, this digital contract that says, I'm going to give you $100. You're going to give me a pair of
PFP.
glasses or whatever. Yeah. We're going to keep it simple. You're going to give me a pair of glasses, right? That's the contract. We agreed on that. Somebody coded this shit, put it on the blockchain. Then what happens is once I deposit $100, I send it to the blockchain, and this is where it gets a little complicated, and it's like, does this even make sense? Why would I do that? Right? But this is just for explanation's sake. Is that once I put in $100, automatically the glasses or this transaction is executed. You get the $100, I get my glasses. Ownership is transferred
lit.
immediately. Like we don't gotta wait on no bank. We don't gotta wait on the
I
funds to
like
get
the
settled.
immediate.
Automatically,
and you
immediately.
own the glasses. It says that you own the glasses.
Right, that's recorded on there.
on the blockchain
okay,
forever.
It's there forever. Like
You owned
ownership, like it's not a question no more. I own it because I have the proof right here on the blockchain.
And if I lose the glasses and no one has the glasses anymore, that transaction is still there. I still own it. So there's, that's where the play comes in that's where the interest comes in with companies and, because now you shifted the marketplace because it's like, you go to Gucci, you bought that in Gucci. Gucci know you bought it. But I could be like, bro, that look a little.
Right.
And even though you be
Canal
like,
Street
nah,
to me.
son, I got my receipt, and we be like, yeah, all right. But now it's
Photoshop
like,
receipt.
yeah. Now you
have
know
it,
forever.
Like if the receipt was on the blockchain, or like if Gucci had an authentication card that was an NFT on the blockchain, it's like, nah, this is my shit. Like it's real. This is my shit that came with it. Nike or Nike is planning to do some shit like that. I think they filed the patents for this or whatever. Like
To do NFTs.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, so
they're already doing NFTs.
they already doing NFTs.
They,
I
they,
saw
they
something.
making a bag in it.
Are they really?
They-
Okay, so
everybody.
I've been seeing a lot of discrepancies lately as far as in the NFT world. You feel me? Like I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like once civilization got back to normal, like it kind of like just took everybody's like attention just shifted. It was kind of like versus battle. It was like when it was lit, when we in the crib, it was like, oh yeah, we on it. And then after it's like, I didn't care for fucking 3 6 Mafia versus Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
hate
cool.
that.
I fuck with them,
I hate
but bro, I'm watching Power. You feel me?
Yeah,
So I
facts.
feel like kind of like that's what happened with the NFT thing. Like it was like height of the pandemic, we're here with it. But as soon as things started getting back to normal, I just saw like everybody who I knew who was into NFTs, there was no longer a bear or a lion as their profile picture anymore. It was, I'm like, wait, what happened? And I was literally, and it was so funny because I'm literally asking them the questions on public spaces and nobody wants to answer me.
Be quiet.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you why though.
Nobody wants to answer
I'm gonna
me.
answer that question for you.
Thank you.
Cause they lost the bag.
Yeah, they
Oh,
tight.
wow.
They lost the
They
bag.
bitter right now.
They
Yeah.
lost the bag.
Better.
Yeah, because
They
I'm
lost the
pretty
bag.
sure if they were still making good money off of it, they would be like, yeah, here's,
So people
you know
are
what I'm
still
saying?
making
They
good
would have
money.
something to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a decentralized market. So there's a lot of nuances to it. You know what I'm saying? So there's essentially that forefront, that what you saw where everybody had the time, so they kind of was messing with the, you know what I mean, the PFPs and the you know what I mean, the NFTs and all of that. You know, that's because they had the time, they had the money, you know what I mean, whatever. That kind of just showed companies, showed people that was already existing in it that, all right, when there's a wave, when that becomes popular, you're going to have consumers. There's a market there. You know what I'm saying? But all the work that happened before that, a lot of people wasn't involved. All the work that's continuing to happen, all those people that was involved, now they don't want to be involved anymore. But see, this is what happens with us, and which is, to your point, it's very important that our people
Right.
really have this platform and understand this technology, because we could leverage a lot of things. Because the same stuff that we pour into it, whether it's content, whether, you know, the stuff that, you know, privacy, our thoughts that we see on ads, we could find a way to utilize that and put it on a blockchain. The people that don't want to really rock with it no more, they kind of missing out, because people are really growing new marketplaces and new economies, and that's us. I mean,
In
we
that
doing that.
sphere,
field,
there's
yup.
people. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Fuck
it's
that sphere though. Nipsey said it the best. He said right now, well, this is in 2017. He said this. He said there's like a 1% market penetration of crypto in the world, right? Like only 1%. Now it's higher, but there's a very small percent of the world that has ever heard of it or used it or you know, like is invested in it. So imagine when that 1% is 5%, 10%. Right now, you're talking about $1 trillion of money. There's already billions of dollars in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now you're talking about trillions of dollars in this space that is really is not, like I said, it's not about the financial gain. That's what everybody kind of cares about, right? But this shit it's the next evolution of the internet.
Right.
Like this isn't just about flipping a PFP or a NFT or buying crypto and then selling it high. Like, yeah, that's all part of it, right? But it's not about that. It's about that this is new technology, that this shit is gonna be here forever. Like this is the next evolution of the internet. Like
being in this realm, do you guys kind of feel like to a reference point, like the first person, like imagine being the first person who invented the wheel and told everybody cars are gonna drive on this, and everybody's looking at you like,
three heads. Like, what are you talking about?
you feel me? The fuck is a car? You feel me? like fuck the wheel. What is a
great
car?
analogy,
Right.
bro.
You feel me?
That's a great analogy.
It's so much. I feel like there's so much thing. I feel like when I don't know about something, I shut up about it. I don't speak on it. You
As
feel
you
me?
should.
So I sit back and I just watch. So I'm watching the crypto. I'm watching the NFTs. I'm watching this whole lifestyle right here. But I know nothing about it and I'm not understanding it. So I don't bash it, because I know I always make that reference back to. There's always somebody who was coming up with these ideas and had this thought process and said, yo, this is going to be the wave in 10 years, 15 years. And everybody sat there and laughed at them. and they said, you're nuts.
Yeah.
You're crazy. And then 10, 15 years from now, it's what's his name? R.I.P. Patrice O'Neal. He was like, remember all the cat? He said, I remember when I was growing up, all the cats was going. You had a couple guys. We used to call them gay because they were going to typing class. He was like, he said, now look at me at a computer, working a desk job at a computer, and I don't know how to type. You feel me?
Exactly.
So I feel like you guys are you guys are in that realm right there, and I'm glad that you guys have put so much emphasis on teaching it to the black community, because there's a lot of people of our skin tone and of our culture who would just neglect everything that you're saying right now and just write it off as crazy. It doesn't make sense, especially since we need to feel it. I don't know about y'all, I'm West Indian. We need to feel it.
Where is it?
I need to touch it. Where is it?
Actual proof.
Tangible goods.
Yes,
Where is it?
Yes.
You feel me?
But I think they would be referred to as early adopters, right? Because like in school, they would always tell us the first people to get on a wave or a trend, a lot of people wouldn't want to buy into it. But those early adopters are the people who obviously know what it's going to be like, what they could do with it. And then those are the people who start wearing, say, the Rick Owens first or whatever it is. And then those are the early adopters. Then you have your people who have to wait till it gets to a certain height of popularity to then buy into the trend. Then by the time you pass those people, it's already at some bullshit. And the people who were the early adopters don't even care no more. So like when it comes to this whole, industry that you guys are in, you are the early adopters, but I also think it's dope that you guys are trying to make everyone else an early adopter. I feel like the sooner you get into it, the more that we can learn. And then as the industry changes, because I'm sure it's going to keep on changing, we can also, grow and learn and change with the industry so we don't get left behind. Because I feel like that is probably your whole goal. Well, not whole goal, but like one of the goals for the company. And I do want you guys to just talk about like what is the point of Black Brooklyn? Like, what do you guys want?
Got you. Well, that's a good point you bring up, right? And I do want to add that, coming from a cultural standpoint, shouts to the West Indians, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Honduras. I mean, we Carib, Garifuna people, you know what I mean? So, we got the sensibilities, you know what's up.
Poraro.
Yeah,
I be knowing. Every December, baby. I'm there. I'm there. Listen, he didn't know that was sneaky. He didn't know.
Got you. Outside.
I'm there every December.
Outside. But yeah, you know what I mean? I feel that tangible thing, you know what I mean? And also being an outlier and an early adopter, I was one of those kids, I'm from Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, you know what I mean? I was raised in the 90s, you know what I mean? Right up the block, not too far, you know what I mean? And essentially, I was one of those kids where, I was I'm Spanish, but I'm black. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And the dynamic is a little different because as a Afro-Latino, what they call it, Latinos don't know I'm Spanish. And I'm kind of black, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, and then my mom's was wild strict, so like she was made sure I try to stay in, you know what I mean? My cousins be outside, I be trying to be outside with them, but she wanted to make sure I was smart. I read books, you know what I mean? So I had to read books for hours. So I was always a little bit just different, you know what I mean? As I grew older, I went to, Bishop Lachlan, shouts to Lachlan, we kind of had a dress code, so.
Y'all had uniform,
Yeah,
boy.
uniform.
I didn't go where we had, nah. I didn't go where we had
Rock that
uniform.
purple and gold. What is this purple and gold? Right?
I didn't go with the purple and gold.
It's purple and gold, right?
I don't know what uniform they were because I ain't wear uniform. You feel me?
Nah.
I had dress code. I just couldn't wear sneakers. You know what I'm saying? So I was field boots, Timbs. You know what I mean? And I had to wear a button-up shirt. But that switched up the game because I couldn't wear t-shirts to school. You know what I mean? So I learned to kind of really get freaky with it early. You know what I mean?
That's where the styling came from.
Right. You know what I mean? And then from there, after that, I was a skate kid. You know what I mean? I skated. So I always never really did fit. You know what I mean? But I was always comfortable as a Brooklyn boy. I'm comfortable with whatever I'm gonna do.
I get it.
As an early adopter, I was never afraid to kind of just come out of my, you know what I mean, and try something new.
That's what I wanted to circle back to.
Yeah.
What is that? What gives y'all that confidence of being what she referenced, an early adopter? Like, what is that? What's that drive within you that makes you say, I believe in this? Nobody else believes in this, but I do. Nobody else gets this. Nobody understands it, but I do. What brought about that mindset?
So with with all of that, just having the differences and understanding, technology, vibes, trends.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Being fashionable and seeing how, nothing's new under the sun. You know what I mean? Everything is cyclical, right? Essentially, just having these thoughts and then not being afraid to try new things. It was kind of like, I bet. Even with this tech, shouts to Nipsey, he spoke about it a lot. Shouts to Idris Sandu, who they hooked up and they did the Marathon clothing store where they started to speak about, digital collectibles, connecting with with their fan base. I've always been heavy hip hop, streetwear, and as growing up, you get to see the growth of hip hop. You get to see streetwear where it's like fashion meets, street. Not being necessarily suited and booted. You could be, whatever. Knowing that these things ideally made sense is what gave me the confidence to be like, all right, well, now we got a technology, which is where we are right now with Web3, is this renaissance, where it's like the technology is meeting the culture, meeting the people, you know what I mean? And where we are right now, we're early adopters from our community, but we're not early adopters.
Very, very true.
We 10 years
Very
behind.
true.
Oh,
That is a
Bitcoin, what,
fact.
2012 is when?
That's the scary thing about it.
Yeah.
Right. And
We're 10 years behind as a people. So, and what year did you start?
3 years ago, maybe.
You started 3 years ago.
mean-
They started 10 years. See,
Now we starting today.
I'm
'cause
sorry.
Yeah.
like
Facts. I mean,
that's crazy.
I started 3 years ago just to know about it, understand it. The company that didn't come about till about almost like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? A little about a year and a half. You know what I mean? We decided that no, this is where we need to be. We need to really be on the cutting edge. We need to experiment with the technology. There's like metaverse.
Oh, that's
There's a
another
bunch
one,
of like
too.
stuff.
Yeah.
Word. I hate
Really?
You hate that word?
that word.
Yeah, because
Why?
it's kind of scary.
It's a buzzword. It's just
Got you.
Honestly,
that's
anytime I
just the
hear the word
internet.
metaverse, I tune
Yeah.
out because it sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. I'm not gonna hold you, but it's.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because it feels like people are creating a whole like separate world, and I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't know, but the word metaverse stresses me out for some reason. I just.
Why you be on Twitter? You be on like Twitter Spaces or Clubhouse?
No, oh my god, I've been on Clubhouse like 3 times. Twitter is the devil, so I have a Twitter, but I don't use it. Twitter is
Twitter is the
different.
most
Twitter is
evil
It is
app.
the
Twitter's
it is the
exact.
Matrix,
Twitter
and it's
is-
It really is
ridiculous.
the Matrix.
Like I can't deal with it.
You
So
be
no.
on 2K? You play 2K?
Yeah.
All right, so you be on the, you outside the court, right? That's like a neighborhood. You can go buy your kicks.
That's
You go,
metaverse.
that's a whole metaverse right there.
Interesting.
That's
You know
a
what I
whole
like using-
metaverse.
You know what I like using instead of metaverse though is like immersive digital experience.
He just
Ooh,
took
that
it there.
sounds fancy.
That's
You
just,
got
that's
me.
Yeah, that's a
because
fact.
the metaverse. I associate the metaverse with like The Sims, right? Like where you live in. Like, I'm scared of that shit too. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. I'm not with
Yeah,
that.
me neither.
I don't want my
Weird
kids
to
to
me.
date in the fucking
Yeah,
metaverse.
nah,
Like,
that's a dub.
that's
never
weird as
played
fuck.
Sims,
Like,
That's a
ever.
dub.
So wait, hold on. Y'all don't want to date? Oh, so I was the only one. Wait, we do date in the metaverse.
Not me.
Y'all never had Habbo Hotel?
What?
Oh,
What's that?
All right,
Oh,
never mind.
nah. What's
For the
that?
people who know,
that shit
Yeah.
sound wild.
for the people who know, trust me,
What
the
is
comments,
that?
everybody's gonna be like, Habbo Hotel, my boy, you took it back. Listen,
What is that?
listen, it's that was the hold on,
That's like Black Planet or something?
Nah, here's
I
the
gotta
crazy
Google
thing.
this shit.
Pull up
I want to know what
Hotel.
it is.
It just sounds sus.
Pull up
What?
Habbo Hotel. I'm pretty sure
Habbo
Habbo Hotel was like
Hotel.
an online. It was like an online Sims that you played with. You created a character and you played with people. Wow.
Oh yeah, virtual
Hold on.
world.
Habbo Hotel has really been the metaverse since
Avatar
2003.
chat, yeah.
That was a very big thing.
Interesting.
Habbo Hotel was a very, very big thing. When
Wait, so you used to
Where was
date
I?
off, have a hotel?
not date. It was like it was just like
That's
a,
what you,
Max
that's
is
what you,
like,
that's what you said, though. That's what you said.
my introduction.
though.
I
forgot that's what we were talking about.
Nah, that's. I want to get to that part.
He
Cause
said, I want
Max
to
is
get
like,
there.
hold on.
He said, let me just- no.
Look at that.
I did have
What
one
you-
girl. I did have one girl. I had maybe 2 girlfriends in there.
Wait, so she was your metaverse girlfriend?
I had a metaverse girlfriend. Yes.
there was no
I'm
FaceTime back then
concerned.
either.
No
so.
FaceTime. It was just your. it
Nah,
was,
that's like back in the days when you had the BlackBerry. You know, you
Yeah,
had the
oh
BBM?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nah,
Nah,
BBM,
nah, I'm sorry, not
yeah,
BlackBerry.
Shouts to BBM.
The Nextel.
The chirp, yeah.
Nextel.
shout out-
I used to just chirp.
But we used to link up though.
Yo,
That
you
was
really
link
chirp
up though.
random people on the next
that was
round.
chirping random people.
Of course. What you mean? That
At
shit
least
was
I'm in a
lit.
safe environment. Y'all over there
No.
chirping.
Yo, where you
chirping.
at? Yo, ASL, like.
Oh my god, ASL was
Who you with right
crazy.
now?
Who
You feel me?
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you.
It's a
BBM
fact.
AIM chat rooms was crazy.
It's
Chats
a
was
fact.
crazy.
I miss
Yeah.
BBM. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I
Me
want
too.
to
AOL chats
me
was
too.
AOL
Remember
chats
that.
was crazy.
It was a good
Yo,
time.
nah, BBM had that feature where, and I got mad people off this, like, man.
Blast?
Nah, the music. It always show what music he was
Yeah.
playing. And I had the wild eccentric, you know what I mean? So they be like, what's
Uh-huh.
that? They
Well,
be like,
like,
oh,
what
what?
is?
I want to come to
Hold
your
on, Ma.
parties.
Slow
Yeah,
it down. This is
Pull
John
up.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
I never heard of Pat Div.
Yeah.
They put you on.
Copy.
But back to what we were talking about. The goal of Black Brooklyn. Like, what do you guys... Okay, so, like, for example, this year, because I know you guys have an event coming up, so let's talk about the event. I know it's next week.
Yes.
What
So
is it?
Saturday 15th, April 15th, we Street Dreams NYC. That's coming out of Privilege NYC, which is 153 Essex Street. Pop out. It's from 1 to 7.
Okay.
So y'all show love.
Definitely
Have a bunch of
pulling up.
speakers. It's NFT NYC week, so that's like a big conference that occurs in New York City. It's like one of the biggest NFT crypto conferences in the world. You get about like 16, 17,000 people coming from out of New York to just come through and see what's up with this technology. You know what I'm saying? So we heavy in the scene, so we making sure that, we create something where people come learn,
wait
have a
around.
good time. Of course that's a big part of what Black Brooklyn does. We host events. We make sure we create a comfortable space for our people. You know what I mean? I don't know about if y'all been to any crypto events, but
Never.
it's kind of broed up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say it's broed up. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of, you know what I mean? I'm from Brooklyn, so I try to create a vibe. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that women are comfortable. We elevate
Right.
women speakers, women creators. We make sure that they have a platform where they could feel safe, they could come through,
That's dope.
vibe. You know what I mean? So our events are, we like to boast that 40 to 60% female. You know what I'm saying? And female
Really?
of color.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
wow.
We make sure that we implement that heavy. You know what I mean? Because we don't want. We don't want the women to feel like y'all not. You know what I mean? Nah, this is for all of us. And we really have like dope creators in our clique. So we're gonna have some speakers. Come out, have a drink. We have a DJ. I mean, it's from 1 to 7, and it's in a streetwear location. So
Right.
heavy on the fashion tip. So
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause you gotta
popping
bring
up.
that
It's-
aspect.
we outside.
yeah, it's,
I'm
No,
up.
we
it's right
gotta
across the
come.
street from Beauty and Essex. So you know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. In which spot?
Lower East
Privilege
Side.
NYC.
Privilege. Oh, wait, that,
Remember, I was telling you, and we were talking about it, like how you know the spot. I don't, though.
that's D spot.
Yeah,
My
D
son-
knows. Yeah, shouts to D
that's
knows.
my
That's
bro-
shouts to D knows.
Shout
Shouts to
out-
Teddy
fuck
King.
D. Fuck me, D. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm always in that spot. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been. So, but I know he knows about it, so I mentioned it to him. But no, I'll definitely pop out.
Yeah,
definitely.
they pedigree is heavy, you know what I'm saying? And we make sure that we curate these events, you know what I'm saying? Shouts to Laud for, putting it together. BJ's gonna be in the building. Shouts to First Made, you know what I mean? Sheen
Over
for
here in
putting
the
things
background,
together.
acting like he
In the
don't wanna talk to
cutties. Brooklyn boy, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, I do have another question though. Okay,
What's up?
because when we're talking about NFTs and fashion, this wearable NFT thing is still blowing my mind. How do we how?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's because there's just so much technology that enables us to kind of do wild things. You know what I mean? We can have there's AR elements, which is like augmented reality, where it's like Pokemon Go, or
Ooh,
just
let me some Pokemon.
you love Pokemon.
It's a good time.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But it's like the AR element where you kind of just point your camera and then you kind of see like.
Oh,
You know what I mean? That's
okay,
dope.
okay,
You know what I mean?
okay.
There's like VR, virtual reality. All of that
That's
is
crazy.
involved.
Just think about like Fortnite skins, 2K clothes. Like you think about all the like Roblox and then like in Minecraft. Like I forgot the number, but like it's in the billion.
Yeah,
But the
like,
amount of money that's transacted for
7
in-game in-game items, it's like in the $1 billion
per quarter.
per quarter. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
per quarter.
It's
That's
stupid. So like,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
it's that concept. It's like except that you're transacting things that you actually own. Because remember, back to the concept of blockchain, everything is recorded on the blockchain.
Right.
So if I buy this shirt from my 2K player, I own that. So I can resell it. When you buy some shit in 2K, you spending money on that VC, you can't resell that.
Can't do nothing with it.
You get what I'm saying? So it's all about ownership. That's what this whole shit is about. It's about ownership.
And we love that.
Yeah.
Feel me?
That's
Yeah.
really important because once again, our communities need to I feel like we need to push more for ownership. No, I'm not saying nobody does, but I just think more recently, everyone has realized how important it is for us to own our own stuff, businesses, but whatever it is, own that shit.
I think Jay opened that door on 444. When he started calling cats out on you rent it. How do you own it? How do you own the block? You rent on it. You don't own shit on here. And it opened a lot. It opened like a. Not everybody was gonna agree with it because some people are just still simple minded on it. But I think a lot of guys probably got that wake up call hold up. This ain't my hood. I just live here. You feel me? I have no ownership of this hood. You feel me? And now more and more, a lot more guys are catching on, and then you start realizing, and I feel like, I hate to say this, but the pandemic was a blessing. It was a blessing and a curse. So I hate to call it a blessing in any shape, form, or fashion because lives were lost in it, and a lot of people were affected by that. But it opened up a lot of avenues, and it opened up a lot of thought processing. As closed in as we were, is how crazy how our minds expanded within that, I'll say year, about a good year and some change. Our whole mindset and just opening up to ownership, and everybody's just talking about like, I need to go buy land. It's like everybody in 2020, everybody just woke up and said, I need to buy land.
Yo,
It's
but,
like, bro, what?
but that's
pivot,
because
like-
people lost jobs, people
Yes.
lost. You know what I'm saying? Company was like, "Yep, sorry, we gotta
Sorry,
close up."
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, what I'm gonna do? Well, what in the
Right.
future? What would I do if this happens to me again?
Exactly.
I gotta make sure that I got, like, you know what I'm saying, I own something. You know what I'm saying? America's all about ownership. You know what I'm saying? Barack said it best. You know what I'm saying? If you don't own nothing, you know what I'm saying, you're not really being American. You know what I'm saying? So, and especially with like these things that we actually rock with, you know what I'm saying? Like kicks, you know what I mean? Clothing. You know what I mean? There's a market there because it's like, all right, well, we own sneakers, all right? And we was just talking about that, how the Jordans, after a few years, they fall apart, right? And it's like, you can't even rock those no more.
At all.
But you
Yeah.
own them at some point. Now what if that company, whatever the company is, they have this fanfare where people just want to, I got to get these, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, all right, well, you get this ownership. After some years, let's say the same Jordans, they fall apart, but you still own those, you know what I'm saying? Now you have a ledger where you could play with your audience, you know what I'm saying? It keeps your audience with you, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I own these many. I mean, let's say once you buy 3, it's like you get the little scratch off joints at the cafe. You buy 5 of those, you get a free coffee. People love those, you know what I'm saying? Shouts to wifey, she loved that. I hate those because I'm not about to carry that in my pocket. But she be like, yo, you on your 5th one.
Exactly. I have one for my nail girl who does my toes. Listen, I'll be so excited. Like, come scratch this off, please, because I
Right.
know my free set is coming.
You feel me? So then you might spend a little bit more. You might do a little just to get to the free, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So those types of things could be done digitally. And what's more valuable than what you already have in your pocket? You got your phone, you carry your phone with you everywhere you go. That's pretty much what we do.
That's
I
a
mean,
fact.
Our lives evolve around these
Yeah.
phones.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was watching a sports clip. What's his name? Sands, who does like the NBA analyst. He showed his phone screen time for a day. 16 hours
wild.
and 30
There's
minutes. He
24 hours
averages
in a day.
16
That's a lot.
hours.
That's wild to me.
He said trade deadlines and off season is
yeah.
worse. It's 20. He said I average about 20 to 22. I get about 2 hours sleep. I said 20 to 22 hours
Just like this.
on your phone.
On your phone. Like, that's
And
wild.
it's so
Yeah, that's a
yo,
lot.
I'm not gonna lie to you. As much as you guys play in the digital realm, what I'm starting as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize the scariness in this whole thing is like the other day I'm in the kitchen, right? And I had to go use the bathroom. But my phone was on 3%. I think it was on like 3 or 2%. And I'm really sitting here saying, yo, bro, you gonna hold this shit, no pun intended, until you get to at least 5%. I refuse myself bowel movements because I couldn't think of I couldn't even process me sitting down without my phone. Busted my head. I said, no, this is too much.
Well,
this is too
That's
much.
the
But
fear.
it depends because think about what you said, right? Homie's a MBA analyst. He on his phone, but it's for
It's
business.
business.
He's
Business.
making
Yeah.
a bag. Like there's
I'm
people
looking for
that's
bad
making
bitches.
millions.
Right, scrolling in
I
your
apologize.
Instagram
You
is not the
in the-
same.
you in the
It's not
algorithm.
same.
I'm in the algorithm. Yo, the algorithm is
that joint got
nasty
you.
work.
The
Right,
expo
nasty
page?
work.
Yo, the
Rabbit hole
Tells
that
you
do
a lot
not
about
wanna go
somebody.
down.
That's a fact. That's a
you a
fact.
lot
That's a
about
fact,
somebody.
yo. And they be trying to cap. I don't know why they be showing me this.
No, at a point in
I
time,
like that one thing, my mistake.
At a point in time, they was ODing with the
Stop
porn.
it.
Everybody was saying this. They was ODing. They was ODing with they was showing a lot of over sexual stuff. And you had I'm over there clicking like, I don't want to see this. I don't want. And I thought I was wilding, but I went on Twitter And I saw my son, shout out to my son, Tahoe Harder Soft Podcast. He was like, yo, I run a sex podcast and I'm tired of seeing all of this shit. You feel me? It's like, it was just too much over sexualization.
Yeah, leave Twitter
But
alone.
right
Leave
now,
Twitter alone.
it's
The last platform we got.
Twitter is the devil.
Nah, listen. I've seen somebody sent me a video of a girl like literally just on her regular stories having sex, and I said, I'm so confused. Like, why are we uploading this to the stories? Like,
Damn, that's crazy. What's her page?
what's going on?
Shout out to Super. I love that for her.
What's the page?
It's just too much for my.
Now, well,
The
I do want to say this
That's
as well.
the page.
No.
I do want to say this as well, though. Like, even though Black Brooklyn does operate in the digital realm and we're heavy Web3, we make sure that, I always say that we stay on chain and we off chain. So we make sure we create the importance and let people understand the importance of really leveraging on chain assets. So there's like you might hear the term Web 2.5. That's kind of, I don't know if you guys heard it. You guys are like,
First
you guys are like,
First of all, I know what he means by on chain.
So also,
I was about to get into that. I was going to get into that. I was going to get into that. Yeah. Thank you. Nah, you got you, my man. Yeah, my man got it.
Because when I don't know something, I ask questions.
For sure. All right, so like, Web 2.5, all right, so I'll get into Web 3. We say that we're on chain and off chain. On chain means that we operate from the blockchain. So the data, everything that we're putting into the, let's say, the system Web3, we make sure that it remains on the blockchain, right? On and off the blockchain, right? Or I'll use on the blockchain, right? Web 2.5 now is you still kind of using the regular internet. You're still kind of feeding into the algorithm while still, using the blockchain, right?
Okay.
But not really just being on the blockchain or being blockchain native, as we would say, right? Now, that's an interesting place, right? Because as far as blockchain and digital ownership, the most important thing is your security, right? And you protecting yourself as you buy these assets, right? You wouldn't really walk to an ATM, and have your card all out and be telling everybody your PIN, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you on the internet and you kind of like, making these transactions and stuff, you kind of, if you Web 2.5 and you're not protecting yourself, you're letting whatever website you're on take those cookies or take the information of who, your email address, what you use to operate your browser. If you on TikTok, it tells you everything. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get into that.
A whole
But
different story.
essentially, you want to protect yourself and make sure that, you keep these assets that you got. So we make sure that we operate on chain and we let people know that, look, you got to protect yourself, remain secure. There is a thing about, you could get your joint hacked into like crazy. I know people, my man's just a month ago, he got his joint hacked into and he's been in the space. So it could happen. So you got to protect yourself, right? So just as much as we stress being on chain, we're also heavy about being off chain, but not in the digital sense. You know what I'm saying? Off chain as in, we want to make sure that you're not spending all that time on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Which is why we're heavy in creating events and creating these spaces so that way you can have that the actual experience. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's a dope vibe.
you know what I mean? Like, you be on the internet like, yo, you cop that PFP. We all in Discords. We all in the Twitters. We all da-da-da. We might not even know each other low-key. You know what I mean? But we create those spaces where it's like, you gotta put your phone down for a little bit. You come into the space. What's your Twitter name? In our space, it's like everybody identifies each other like, oh, you such and such. Oh, word, good to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Daps and hugs. You know what I mean? But that's the important part because we want to make sure we connect people to actual business and marketplace creators, influencers, entrepreneurs.
Right.
We make sure that they tap in and we in the same circle, we create this network, you know what I mean? As opposed to just like, oh, let's just figure it out online because a lot of it's fugazi, you know what I'm saying? People will be like, yo, like, let's link up, let's do this. And it's like, all right, that's cool. But they never really follow through. But I could be like, yo, pop out April 15th. We at, Privilege NYC for this Web3 event. Come learn, come vibe. You know what I'm saying? Come, just get a drink, have a good time. Even if you're not into the Web3 thing, you could come just chill. It's still going to be a good time. But you can learn something too. If you into it, you get to meet other people that are really building for real.
Doing it.
Like doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying to you yesterday about just the whole, when people think about networking, they always think about networking up instead of networking with people like on your level. Like we should be networking with each other. because ultimately those people up there don't really care about what we got going. They're already there. You know, we're trying to get to that space. So I feel like it's super important for people to network with the people next to them and the people who are also have, you know, the same interests, same goals. And then also, you know, if you can get to a person who's, you know, maybe a level above you, cool. But I think it starts with us. Like, I really feel like it's just we don't do it enough. So
That's how they did it, though, when you think about it, because if he went to Harvard and he with him, and then he gets up there because he did X, Y, and Z, and now it's like, I could pull you up.
yeah.
You my man from Harvard, I can pull you up. So it's like, now if we all fuck with each other, and it's
Exactly.
like, yo, Bruhman did this X, Y, and Z, and it's like, yo, I'm working with this brand, they want to focus on Web3 shit. Yo, Black Brooklyn, come pull up. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's supposed
That's
to
the
be.
mentality we're
That's
supposed to have, but I feel like people are always so scared that somebody else is going to get put on and be better than them, and then nobody else wants to help each other, versus it's just like, okay, well, you win, we all win. You know what I'm saying? If we had that mentality, everybody would win, though, because they'll be like, I know if you get put on, you can put me on, and then I could put somebody else on, but nobody thinks like that. So
Nah, people
I think
think
it's
like
changing.
that.
I think it's
I feel,
changing.
I mean, like,
it's changing.
yes, they do, but you know, like historically, no.
Yeah,
feel like-
that's just haters, though. People just that's just some nasty people. Like,
I feel like it's changing. I want to see more of it. I don't want to hear any more conversations. I want to, and when you say put me on, putting me on isn't telling me spend $1,000 on your master class.
No.
That's not putting me on.
That was literally just the same thing you said on Instagram. You just said it 5 different ways in the master class, and I just gave you a stack for it. Make it make sense.
That's
Like,
not
that's
putting me on.
unnecessary.
Now the game is to be sold, not to be told. I get that. You feel me? But and there's people who do live by that. The game is to be sold, not to be told. Stand on that. I'm very big on you. Got it. When it come to me, I'm outside. You got to stand on that. When you say something to me, you got to stand on business. You feel me? So if that's your lifestyle, if it's to be sold, sell it to me. And I'm good with that. But don't come over here being a fault. Yo, bro, it's a community of us. You feel me? We got to pull each other up. Yeah, bro. 95,
Right.
98. You feel me? Don't hit me with that. You feel me? Now, certain things you do have to pay for. Certain knowledge you do have to pay for. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You feel me? You have to make a business just like I have to make a business. You feel me? This is your business. This is my business. And I'm cool with that. But don't come with that same rhetoric of, you got to pull each other up, but you're not doing anything but selling to
there's
pull
a
somebody
way
up.
to
Who
do
are
it,
you?
for sure.
Who are you putting on? Who are you genuinely helping? Who can reach out to you and have a conversation with you like, yo, bro, I need to get from here to there. How do I do this right now?
Yo,
How do I do this right now?
Yo, I want to say real quick, shout outs to my guy One Track Mon, One Guy Beats, he'll be speaking next Saturday as well.
Okay.
Shouts to Kane Mayfield. They speak heavily about not being hyper transactional, you know what I mean? Especially in our space, right? It's technology, the information is there. As you said, there's a premium to your service if you providing one, and that's just business. That's how
just
it works,
business.
you know what I'm saying? But there's a difference, like you said, with poaching and being a vulture or being just a hater, you know what I'm saying? And trying to, pretend like you know something and, you know what I mean, just package it in a way. We don't respect that on this side, you know what I mean? What we do is we create high-level conversations, you know what I mean? And we do high-level things. So if you have a premium for your service, you got to warrant that, because if I could go find it myself or if I got a team around me for sure that could get it done, we are going to get to it. And we've proven in this space that we get to it, you know what I mean? But of course, you have those people that be like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Let me charge you for this, let me charge you for that.
because they got 50K followers.
Because they got, yeah.
Monetization. It's not even about education at that point. It's just about monetization.
Right. And that don't really rock in this space.
Integrity is lost.
Integrity is lost.
It's a lost art. You feel me? And
Yeah.
that's my
Especially
biggest
for the dollar.
anything for. And I'm a content creator. You feel me? And I've turned down a lot of money because it didn't sit right with me. I'm not gonna. First of all, I'm not promoting your product if I don't believe in it. So first of all, you have to send it to me first, and I have to use it before I send it before I even promote it to the rest of the people, to my masses. Because if you're an influencer, people are taking the word people are confusing the word popularity with influencer. If you're an
Totally different
influencer,
things.
your job is people are supposed to look at you and what you say is Bible. Lord forgive me.
If
Especially
you're
on
wearing
Good Friday.
it, they want it.
But
if you're
it's
drinking it,
they
Good
want
want
it.
to try it.
You feel me? I
Like,
gotta try
whatever
it.
is.
Why do you want to try? Bruh man tried it. He stands on his word. I know it's good.
I trust it.
Not bruh man got paid for this.
Right.
I'm not that desperate for money to lose my integrity, because what it does is now when I go pick up another brand, I go charge. Let's say I charge this brand $1,000 to do their promotion. I'm guaranteeing them this results. The last shit that I sold them sheetrock. It wasn't no real work. I sold you sheetrock. So now none of my the people who I'm supposed to be influencing, they're not buying it.
Exactly.
So you just pay me $1,000 for nothing.
And
So
you
now
fucked up your brand.
you fucked up my brand. They're mad. Now my name is tarnished.
Absolutely.
Whereas I'll take you know what? Let me try this first. I rock with this. This works. I'm promoting this to my people. We good now. You feel me? I do not lose my integrity in this game. No matter I cannot. As much as I love money, it is the root of all evil. But I will not sell my people out for $1.
You can't.
I can't sell my people out for
Agreed.
$1 because your name is everything in these streets. I live by that. I live by old 90s codes. You feel me? Your name is everything in these. What, Marlo? My name is my name.
That's a
You
fact.
feel me?
Yeah, I mean, we stand on that too, man. Especially with, within this space, in the Web3 space. You know, there's a lot of people. We was talking about that outside. You know what I mean? About rugs and people just dipping on projects, putting out NFTs and just dipping. You buy it all and then boom, that's it. Nothing more. They promise a bunch of stuff. You don't get nothing. You know what I mean?
That was a big thing.
That was a huge thing.
That was a huge
People was
thing.
just getting a bag and
And
threesing. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
You know,
but wouldn't you want to keep getting more money? I'm confused.
quick sale.
Yeah, but you know what I
Walk
mean?
away with $1 million, you got to put in work to make another $1 million. You just made $1 million easy.
Yeah.
Why would I want to put in more work? I mean, this is how they think. I'm not saying this is right? But this
Yeah.
is it's just like this should be fun for them. And then
Yeah, and then they make another
come
meal.
back
Then
and
they
do
make
another
another meal. You know what
Not
I'm saying?
everybody looks at the bigger picture and everything.
Right.
Everybody, some people are just quick sale. It's not a bigger picture in this in certain things. You feel me? It's just like how shout out to my guy Hype last week when we was talking about the jewelry. So you go and you get a bust down Rolex. It's fire right now for the small picture. I go to the club, the small picture, it look good. The small picture on Instagram, it's fire. 15, 20 years from now, my grandson can't do shit with this.
The value depreciated.
my
as
value
soon as you
depreciated.
put the- as soon as you
I
put the
sold out
diamonds
for
in it.
that
diamonds.
small picture. I didn't see the bigger picture. You feel me? So so now same thing with the NFT. I just made $1 million. I'm not worried about making 3. I just needed $1 million. I never thought I'd make 500,000. I never thought I'd make 50,000. You gotta remember, people. This was gambling. They took a lot of they just gamble with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're playing baccarat with this shit. You feel me? We're playing blackjack with this. So I made $1 million off of this, and I really don't even give a fuck about it. You guys started a company off of this. They started a network. They throw events. They're invested in this. It's not a quick sale.
This is their lifestyle.
This is your lifestyle. This
You
is
know, we
becoming
like
your
to talk
lifestyle.
about
Lifestyle.
This
This
is their
is a lifestyle, yo.
I can
Really
sit
their
here and tell them
lifestyle.
what
That's dope.
2.3, 3.0, blockchain,
Yeah,
on block, off
you
block.
see me, you see me, you see me.
feel me? We here with it. See, I'm on it,
You
yo.
got it. You on board, you on board. What's on it?
I'm paying attention. You feel me? We in the speed.
That's
Next
a
week
fact.
it's
That's a
on
fact.
that. You feel
Next
me?
thing you know, this nigga making NFTs.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You
Yo,
feel me? It's
Bro, we guys get a Bruhman collection.
that's
Yo,
a fact. That's a fact.
Not telling
Yo,
that.
this is dude, this is white dude, bro. That there's mad people actually that this is all white people, ironically. that literally just put out NFTs of themselves, like their face,
What?
and then they just did it in mad different ways.
Yeah.
And then that shit made millions.
I did actually
Yeah.
see that. I did
like
actually
there's
see that.
like shit like that happens, and that's the issue with the space though, is that there's a lot of immaturity in the space. You feel me?
Oh,
Like
okay.
there's a lot of like, it's a
People
lot.
doing it for fun.
It's people. Like what people associate with NFTs right now is shit like that, right? Like people making millions of dumb shit, right? That's not like even the future of this shit. The future of NFTs and Web3 and shit like that is not like the hyper transactional part of it. It's about how this shit about to be leveraged for brands. So like if you're a Nike, right? Nike's already doing this shit where the NFTs are not about flipping, like giving it to people to flip or have financial value. It's for access. It's for insider, experiences. It's to enhance customer journeys.
Exclusivity.
Exclusivity. You feel me?
Exclusivity.
You have this NFT, yo, come design a pair of Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
Yeah. Shouts
it's
to
shit like
Daswoosh.
that.
Shouts to Daswoosh.
They had
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole NFT, like not NFT, whole Web3 platform.
How do you guys feel about like Web3 in fashion and like the metaverse and fashion? Like, how do you guys feel about that whole combination?
Man, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I think it's fly. You know what I mean? To me, it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like you're offering someone something a little bit more. And it also, if you think on a business standpoint, people will be able to access more of your products. You know what I mean? If you give them a digital version of it, it's just like, yeah, I mean, if I can't, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? If I couldn't get the Hermes, the whole joint, I would just get like a little, you know what I mean? I get the belt or something, get a little bracelet, but it's still Hermes. You can't tell me nothing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, so you could do the same thing with your digital product, you know what I mean? You could have a digital version of it until you really could afford the whole fit, you know what I mean?
That's fair. That's
Idris
fair.
Sandu has done something cool with LNQ.io, or LNQ. They do like these sweaters, and with the sweaters, it like, it tracks it on the ledger, one, so you know who owns it in perpetuity, you know what I'm saying? So, that's like, also, secondly, it's a collab with Pantone, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the colors and
love
stuff.
Pantone.
So it's a collab with Pantone. You get an official Pantone color, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah,
I want
and
one.
it's on the sweater, and it tracks who owns it. That's important where, like, that plays into so many things, especially with fashion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you got like Telfar, who hasn't done anything in the digital space, but imagine they have a
That
little
would go
collectible.
crazy.
That goes stupid.
Are you
Yo,
kidding me?
there's so many use cases. Like it's like
Murder Bravado did, you know what I mean? They had
Oh,
their
they did?
denim. Yeah, they had, you know what I mean? This was like a year ago, something like that. They had a little denim collection they dropped. They had a little NFT to go with it, you know what I mean?
Wow.
this like the thing with when you talk about like how is it being used or how do they meet, like where do they meet, right? It's more about like it's all about creators, right? Like this is like designers are creators. In Web3, like we're creators because we're trying to create how can this brand use this technology to do something cool, right? So there's brands that's just doing cool shit like, yo, on this NFT, Gucci did this. On NFT, you could come to one of our fashion shows. Come to our fashion show in Paris. It's just about enhancing your experience. The real thing, the real prop is that like you could own a stock of LVMH, right? But can you do anything cool with LVMH by owning that stock? Nah, right?
No.
But if you own an LVMH NFT, there might be some shit like, oh, you might get some discounts. Probably
New York
not, though, but
Fashion Week.
You might come to New York Fashion Week
Right,
event.
right.
Oh, you could come meet with the CEO for one, like you have a chance to meet with the CEO for an hour or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's different things to like,
changes the game.
there's
Yeah,
different
it
use
changes things
cases.
for
It's about
sure.
utility.
Yeah.
It's like that's the future of this shit. It's not about the money. It's not about flipping.
It just boils down to exclusive. Because I'm sold. Because right now I'm sold on it. Because I'm just sitting here. You know what I just thought about it? I just thought about in my head explaining to people why I'm at Paris Fashion Week, sitting front row at Gucci, and it's like on
Because
an
I bought an
NFT.
NFT.
Right.
NFT.
Period.
You're not. I'm a 1%er.
That's
That's
a
it.
fact.
And that just sound, and certain shit just sounds so fly.
They're gonna
to
be like,
say.
word.
Word, you feel me? Like, word, you feel me? It's just like
I'm not
that-
gonna lie, I'm interested in it, but I'm very intimidated by it. So that's why I was just like, I want to learn more, but also because I was like, how the hell you buy an NFT? Like, what's
That's
the
our
point?
job though. It's about the education. There's a
right.
lack of education, especially in our community. right?
Absolutely.
I'm not black, but I grew up in the hood, so like that's so.
He said, yeah.
I
Shouts
don't
to
wanna
Flatbush,
explain- I don't wanna
Flatbush.
explain it like,
It's
but
for
We
sure.
get it.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
so like I look around where I'm from and I see like I'm raising kids, right? I'm looking for a view of parents, and then from being where I'm from, and then seeing how like other of my peers who are parents, what they gotta do to feed their kids, right? Like there's money to be made here, and it's not on about trading and flipping. It's like, yo, you do music, all right, boom. How much you getting paid from streaming on Apple Music and Spotify? Even with 1 million streams, how much you think they getting paid?
Nothing.
Dirt, you feel me?
Yeah.
Okay, so come over here into Web3.
Going
You can
emanate,
sell your
you know what I
music
mean?
as an NFT. You sell 10,000 song volume like editions of your song or your album or whatever you're doing for $10 each. How much money is that?
That's crazy.
And that's all you.
Yeah.
And then of course the people that help you put that together. You feel me? Like,
And there's Web3 streaming platforms as well.
There's already- you know
that
what I'm
pay
saying?
out more.
yes,
in
and
Bitcoin.
I didn't know that.
It's about like this whole shit is about giving the power back to the people, especially creators. Like if you're a designer, think about if you're a fashion designer, right? And you sell they call it phygital, like physical and digital.
I heard it.
Digital.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shit like that, right? Like, yo, I'm gonna sell 100 of these NFTs, and then you could have a chance to redeem, or boom, 100 NFTs, you could redeem them for a real world item. Any item you want from my collection, my future collection. Shit like that. Like, there's just mad different ways to leverage this shit. And then it's one, decentralization is a huge part of it. And that's just about giving it back to the people. It's ownership by the people, right? Like, it's owned by the people. So now it's like, you own all your copyright, your design rights. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so much behind that. And then now you're getting funding without having to give up a piece of your company. And then guess what? Web3 allows you to engage with your community in a way where, back to my LVMH example, you're not just owning a piece of the company or whatever. You're building collaboratively. So you're like, Nike's doing this shit beautifully, where they're having, they already have mad Nike creators. Think about Nike ID and people that just design sneakers, right? But they're taking this shit to another level where now they're about to offer royalties
on your design,
on your designs through NFTs.
Now,
Oh wow.
all right, so I gotta
Royalty
get.
money is different.
This is what just dawned on me. So we burn it back to its ownership. It's all about ownership and giving the money back to creators. Now, I'm the owner. I'm the head of Def Jam. Now I want to join in on. I see what's going on, and I want to join in on this. How do you guys feel about, larger corporations now wanted to join in on the party of things of that nature?
Well, I love this because
there we go.
no, I love it because they have to come into it the same way an individual has to come into it.
Do they really?
Yes.
They don't have like no.
No. You still, because of it being on the blockchain.
Okay.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The technology don't
like
care.
the
You
same
still
level
gotta.
playing field.
Who
You
the
got.
fuck are
It's
you?
the same.
Okay.
I mean, they might have more bread to like buy more NFTs. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But they still gotta go through the same process you do. And as a creator, you can create something and leverage it to your audience. You don't have to. You don't have to like appeal to 1 million people. You know how that go. You know what I'm saying? If 100 people buy your joint for $1 versus one person buy your joint for
My guy
100.
Nipsey did. He sold his mixtape 1,000. He said you could buy what is $100?
$100 for the
right?
tape. Yep,
For
yep.
the tape, bro.
Yep.
You never heard about that story? Nipsey dropped a mixtape and he sold it $100 for the. You paid $100 for the mixtape. It was gonna come out for.
Or you could get you could stream it online for
you
free
could stream
anyway.
it online for free.
He was selling it for $100.
But he was selling for $100. Jay-Z bought 1,000.
Yep.
Yep.
Over 1,000.
He bought 1,000 of them. You feel me? Because he never. It was so genius. It was never. Could we say it was never done before? I mean, niggas
was
been
done
selling a mixtape, but it
Not-
was
not
that,
for
that
mixtapes.
thought process.
$100 for
yeah,
mixtape.
Yeah, $100 for a
Not like
mixtape.
that,
Nobody,
yeah,
it was
not like
never
that,
thought of. You feel me? I mean, niggas in Times Square do be trying it. They be getting them poor white people.
Nah, but it really is the decentralization aspect of it. So it's like, and this is where the dilemma is, or not the dilemma, but in this time period right now that Ethereum has gone down, all these things have gone down, the entry for bigger companies is cheaper. So like, you have like these bigger entities that drive media that'll say, yo, like, they try to control like, yo, don't mess with crypto. You know what I'm saying? Because now the price goes down and bigger companies and people that are trying to get into the space that have the money, they can get in at a lower entry point. You know what I'm saying? But so can you.
Yeah.
So if you
We're playing on the same playing field.
we're playing on the same
I
playing
love
field,
that.
you know what I'm saying? But then when it goes up, as he was saying later on, and this is why we do it. This is really why we do it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't drop an NFT in the height of the bull market, you know what I mean? When everything was lit, you know what I mean? We could have dropped, we had the technology, we knew what's up, we could have dropped the collection, bang, got some bread. We didn't do that because we want on that integrity and that trust, we want people to know that they could come here, you know what I'm saying? And they could build with us. But then we can get people to help them to really learn how to really build these assets and really do it on their own. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah.
I welcome the big corporations because it brings
Facts.
trust into the system, into the space. People,
I respect that.
And then a lot of this technology, it's like the internet. When the internet came out, there was no infrastructure for this shit, right? Think about like for everybody, like even like the earliest days of internet, I remember is dial-up, right? The whole AOL.
Oh my god, I hated that sound.
You feel me? Like, but there was a whole iteration of internet before that that we didn't even understand. We didn't
experience,
You get what I'm saying? So it's like right now you're in the early days of the internet. So it's like this shit is complicated. There's no infrastructure for it. So yeah, big money, come play with this shit. Come build the infrastructure. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We
But
got you.
the thing is
Got
that
you.
We help you out.
we in it with you though. Like we do it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like they gotta, like there's a lot of companies that we call it Web2 brands, like traditional brands that came into the space and you know, we call it money grab. Like they came, sold the collection, and they walked away because they just seen an easy, stream of revenue.
late.
So it's like people identified that, and it's like, I bet, like, so Porsche just did an NFT project like a couple months ago. They should didn't sell out.
Free Porsche.
They should didn't sell out though, because I don't even know what it did, but it was like seemingly a money grab. You feel me? Like they were just doing some shit, and it was mad. I forgot how much it was, but it was mad bread. Like it was like, what does it do though? Oh no, it's just art. It's just you love Porsche, then you love this NFT.
Oh,
And that sounds like something
You
that they
feel
would
me?
say.
Essentially, that's what I really thought. The whole premise of an NFT is, but
Same,
now
me
I'm
too.
seeing, you feel
It
me?
just started with the art.
But that's not too
art.
bad though. I mean, there are artists that really this is how they make a living too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It started. NFT shit got lit with the art though.
Yeah, it was the art. Yeah,
It was
that's
the
all I
art.
know it for.
And,
But
and that's
and all
beautiful
that.
because, like I said, creator. If you're a creator, whether you're an artist, whether you're a musician, whether you're a content creator, like there's
Designer,
different ways to leverage this shit where you're eating more piece of the pie.
oh yeah, we gonna have to talk.
You get what I'm saying? Like, this is where like all my friends that are artists, all my friends that are designers, like Tier, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Shout out
I be
Nigeria,
telling them like,
Victor,
yo,
man.
like, come fuck with this shit, cause like even if y'all not trying to like y'all think it's too risk averse to make money in it yet, just come fuck with it to test it.
Get your feet wet.
Just get your
Yeah.
feet wet.
Learn
You
what's
feel me?
up.
And then you can learn ways, and you'll think of ways. And this is where the creative part comes into it. Is that this shit is so new that you could just do anything with this shit. It's how creative can you be? How creative can you
It's like
think?
sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Think about the example of like how I said the designer they do 100 NFTs and then you could redeem it. I just came up with that shit off the top of my head. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't know nobody that did that shit. I'm sure somebody did, but like it's like this shit is just about being creative and like just once you understand the technology and where this shit could go, like there's people that sold their homes as NFTs
Wait,
because
what?
ownership is about ownership, right? So
That's
they
crazy.
recorded they deeded their house onto the blockchain as an NFT, and then they entered into a smart contract with the buyer who sent 500K crypto for this house. The smart contract executed it where it sent the 500K to the
Sold.
seller. The NFT that represents the in real life deed of ownership of this house gets sent to the buyer. And now this guy has the NFT that represents the deed. He can now go, I own this house. It's on the blockchain.
Straight.
I am mind blown right now.
Like,
I
it's how creative can you get? Like,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? Like, think about the music royalties. Like,
Nas
royalties
did
are a
it.
huge fucking piece of this shit.
It's a very
This
big
shit is a
deal.
convoluted
Musician.
process right now, right? Like, think about how many. Yo, I had to Google this shit. There's like 10 hands out for artist royalties. When a rapper or whoever like put their music on Spotify and and they're involved in they're a top tier person, like and they're not independent and they're going through a label, like they sold their soul type shit.
Distro.
There's
That's
10,
what they
15 fucking hands out there. Like I need 2%,
PC,
3%,
PC.
8%,
Before they even get their
10%.
money.
Yo, this shit is nasty.
Bro.
Yeah.
But if they fuck with web, and they did it from like a Web3 centric way, where now I own my fans. Like these are my fans consuming my shit.
Right.
I deserve the biggest piece. I'm the creator of this
Absolutely.
shit.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So now you have this technology that can automate that. You don't gotta pay this lawyer this much money. You don't gotta pay the They call what a collection society. What the fuck does that even mean? You feel me? Like.
Yo, and I want to say two things to that point, right? So one, it's really important to understand your audience, right? And these big brands, they always want to come in and be like, yo, we want to tap into the community. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But when you understand what you're doing, when you educate it, you can say, all right, nah, we got you with the community, but
You doing
these
it-
are the terms.
These are our terms. You're doing it this way.
Second thing I want to say is you said the lawyer, you don't got to pay the lawyer. Nowadays, you got when we was talking about that Chat GPT, you got the AI, get
Cook
you
up your
right, cook it,
contract,
you know what I'm saying? You get you right, get you an AI that, make sure, and then, of course, bring it to somebody that's going to make, of course.
Make it official.
And it's very important in this space, you do still have to be diligent. It's not just like, yo, let me just create this, I got it, I own it. Nah, there's a lot, you still have to protect yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your IP, you still got to make sure you register your dome, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Everything, trademark, all that, it all still exists, but you're connecting
Extra
directly.
layer.
Yeah.
It's an
That
extra
all that
layer.
extra stuff is out of there. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta worry about, I gotta go to this person, and leverage the technology, the Chat GPT, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you got everything right, and then you write out your contract. I mean, you got joints that could write out whole small contracts for you.
Websites,
Oh, yeah.
everything. So that shit
You know what I'm
is
saying?
wild.
Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know about you, But I feel like this has been a very informative episode.
Listen, it's Bruhman NFT on the way.
Yeah,
Bro
yeah,
Crypto on the way.
Yeah.
Bripto.
Not I like that
Bripto.
though.
I love it like that, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Nice, that
also,
shit
but also.
nice.
It's lit. I want to thank y'all so much for coming up and sharing so much knowledge on this topic right here. Like, this is definitely needed for the community. You feel me? Like, as far as, especially for somebody like me who was very ignorant to it because I just didn't get it.
Did y'all really learn though? Did y'all really learn something?
No, I learned a lot.
Block?
Honestly, I
There you go.
On
promise.
block? Off block?
Right.
That's all I need to know. Anything with the block, I know the block.
Blockchain for the block.
Blockchain
for the block. That's,
That
you know what I'm
is
saying?
so
Blockchain for the
blockchain.
block. You feel
Real
me?
quick, right? So think about all them
Literally.
coins you used to send down to ATM, right? Or not you, but whoever, right?
Yeah, whoever did that.
Yeah, whoever did that. Think about who you were sending to, right? And this was when Bitcoin was a couple $100. Just think about that, right? I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Crazy. Guys.
It's Bitcoin's at 26K, some shit
Listen,
like that.
please,
Yeah.
Jesus. You know about the
pumped
guy
too.
who can't remember his fucking block?
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that.
Facts.
Can't remember his blockchain login. He bought so. Never mind.
Yeah, not your keys, not your crypto. You gotta remember all of that. You know what
Fuck
I'm saying?
Coinbase.
Yeah,
They banned
nah.
me, so fuck. Fuck
Yeah,
Coinbase.
fuck that. Yeah,
With
fuck
that
that.
said, everybody go out to the event that y'all having next Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, April 15th.
1
Yeah.
to 7.
It's 1 to 7
Privilege
at
NYC.
Privilege. Yeah, it's at
Hey,
153
I
Essex Street. Yeah. The event should be on the website. You can RSVP right on the website. And it's from 1 to 7. Come have a good time.
Dope. Sounds
sure.
good. Thank you guys so much for coming. We appreciate it. Like I said, I learned so much.
Thank you for having us.
I'm about to go do my Googles. Because
And we encourage that.
Go
Nah, we encourage
blackbrooklyn.io. We also got a glossary. It's called it's like a floss. It's a glossary of
glossary,
terms
but
that you can floss your knowledge. You
dope.
feel me?
A glossary is
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
Go Google. I'm coming here.
You see me? You see
Google
me?
and them, yes. Because
Yeah.
when I can't talk to them, I'm going to Google. But either way, I'm about to learn some shit.
Copy.
And we want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Just Code Podcast. And we out.
Yo.